Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Here's some leftist or Democrat hypocrisy. I was actually going to say here's a little tidbit of Democrat hypocrisy, but it isn't little at all. Here's an example of massive Democrat hypocrisy. You might have noticed Democrats' new talking point, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the other day during the House hearing, we covered this in a video previously, said this.
A whole hearing about a 24-hour hiccup in a right-wing political operation. That is why we are here right now. And it's just an abuse of public resources, an abuse of public time. We could be talking about healthcare. We could be talking about bringing down the cost of prescription drugs. We could be talking about abortion rights, civil rights, voting rights. But instead, we're talking about Hunter Biden's half-fake laptop story. I mean, this is an embarrassment.
We could be focusing on all kinds of different things, important things, instead of investigating Hunter Biden's half-fake laptop story. Hakeem Jeffries released this tweet the other day. House Democrats are working hard on jobs and the economy. Oh, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever read. Extreme MAGA Republicans are obsessed with investigating the president and his family. It's not going well for them. Holy moly. How can you write something like this and not realize how much of a lunatic, how much of a hypocritical clown you're looking like as you tweet this garbage? Democrats are going to lecture Republicans on investigating the president and his family. Holy moly. I mean, seriously, there's something wrong with these people. Like I always say, there is no individual, there is no entity, there is nothing on this planet more dishonest than a Democrat. This is the new Democrat talking point, and boy, after the last 6 years, I can't believe they're saying this, but at the same time, I definitely can believe that they're saying this, and it's pretty much exactly what you might expect from these dishonest Democrat goons. Let's get into this hypocrisy, folks. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so the inspiration for this video came from this one clip. There's a video of Donald Trump's damning deposition, which has been recently released by the media, where he pleads the fifth.
The video of the former president under oath in the case against his business here in New York. Trump, a longtime critic of those who take the fifth, pleading the fifth more than 400 times. Here's Aaron Katursky.
I do.
Tonight, in a newly released deposition tape, we see former President Trump again and again invoking the Fifth Amendment.
I decline to answer the question.
Declining to answer questions more than 400 times while under oath.
Same answer. Same answer. Same answer.
You are currently the president of the Trump Organization, is that correct?
Same answer.
Trump once said taking the fifth was for gangsters and the guilty.
You see, the mob takes the fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
But during an August deposition as part of New York State's civil fraud investigation, Trump said he had no choice.
Anyone in my position not taking the Fifth Amendment would be a fool, an absolute fool.
Oh my god, Donald Trump is pleading the fifth hundreds of times, refusing to answer a single question. What a hypocrite he is. Donald Trump previously said that only a criminal would plead the fifth if they had something to hide. What a ridiculous leftist media narrative. And it all boils down to the exact same thing. You know, Donald Trump back in 2016 or 2017, if I'm not mistaken, had said that only somebody guilty, somebody trying to hide something, would plead the fifth like that. But to pretend as if that now applies to him as a moment of hypocrisy is completely ridiculous. Very simply, because of what I was alluding to in the intro. Donald Trump has been illegitimately targeted by endless partisan investigations, partisan corrupt Democrats trying to illegally, in my opinion, criminally indict Donald Trump, criminalize him, put the man in prison because they don't like him as a politician. They don't like that he's challenging their power. It's been years of lies, salacious information, bogus anonymous sources, falsified evidence, illegitimate investigations targeting him. And you're going to tell me that Donald Trump is not justified to plead the fifth? You're going to tell me that he should blindly abide by the standard he set in 2016 while riffing in a speech, and that he should answer every single question and not plead the fifth? Give me a friggin' break. It's been non-stop bogus investigations. He's been the target, public enemy number one of the entire deep state uniparty establishment. Federal agencies have been weaponized to go after him, his family members, and his direct orbit, whether it be his political or corporate orbit. Donald Trump is absolutely justified to either completely ignore in every way that he can to refuse testimony or ignore subpoenas or plead the fifth in every single instance. And of course, let's not forget that Donald Trump pleading the fifth in that deposition video was in relation to the Manhattan probe into the Trump Organization. You know, the investigation led by Letitia James. Let's do the same flashback we always do.
The people who say, oh, I'm not going to bother to register to vote because my voice doesn't make a difference, or I'm just one person.
I say one name, Donald Trump. That should motivate you. Get off your ass and vote.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass.
You know, the Manhattan district attorney, top cop, the top prosecutor, who before even getting elected, promised her constituents that she would, quote, get Donald Trump before the investigation even started, before she even reviewed any evidence or had built a case at all, before there was even an inkling of wrongdoing. And I'm not even suggesting that there was wrongdoing by Donald Trump by saying that because, again, there's no evidence. She said, quote, we're gonna get him. Is Donald Trump justified in his pleading the fifth? Absolutely he is. And only a lunatic in that situation wouldn't, especially in these Manhattan cases, because we know exactly what the strategy is. I mean, Nancy Pelosi said the quiet part out loud in an interview, I think maybe a year or a year and a half ago. I'm not going to be able to track it down, but she alluded after the final failed impeachment attempt that it wasn't over, that they were going to end up criminally prosecuting Donald Trump and stopping him from being able to run for office. They were going to criminally indict him, which would make him non-eligible from being able to run in 2024, and she specifically said it's not over. We still have investigations in Manhattan. We know exactly what they're trying to do, and that's why we've seen investigation after investigation launched in the state specifically. First, it was targeting Donald Trump's golf course. Mayor Bill de Blasio made a complete fool of himself during that whole process. And of course, Letitia James and her investigations. It all totally fell flat on its face. Now we're learning that they're reopening the case into the whole Stormy Daniels hush payments, which shows you just how low these people are willing to go. You know, the case that ended with Stormy Daniels having to pay Donald Trump's legal fees because she was clearly abusing the judicial system to go after him in order to benefit herself and her own career. And speaking of how low these Manhattan prosecutors are willing to go, these corrupt lunatics, we're now getting reports from the Daily Mail that Manhattan prosecutors once considered charging Trump with racketeering, compared him with the Gambino crime family boss John Gotti, and had to prove he was not mentally insane, prosecutors say in a new book. I mean, what kind of report is that? In any other universe, that would be a crazy Babylon Bee joke of a headline. But that's real, and you know that it's real because Trump derangement syndrome and this constant persecution of Donald Trump is real. And now on top of that, to make matters even more crazy, even worse, these Democrat hypocrites are now trying to lecture you on this political distraction of investigating the president and his family members. I mean, you cannot be this dishonest if you tried. After everything we've seen, after everything we know, starting from the illegitimate FISA warrant spying on Donald Trump's campaign, to the bogus second impeachment, to the bogus Ukraine phone call scandal and the first impeachment that they tried to launch against him, to the second impeachment, trying to pin the events of January 6th all on Donald Trump, the 2 straight years of insurrection garbage in the January 6th committee. Meanwhile, all the investigations in Manhattan, Democrats are going to lecture you about investigating the president and his family. Give me a freaking break. There's always been one distinction between these two situations. There's never been any evidence of wrongdoing or corruption involving Donald Trump and his family members. Everything has been from anonymous sources, bogus, salacious, falsified evidence and information from foreign spies in the case of the Mueller investigation and the whole Russia collusion nonsense, which was launched by the DNC, Hillary Clinton, and the DNC, of course. There's never been any evidence. But when it comes to the Biden crime family, well, there's ample evidence. There's there. There's more than circumstantial evidence to suggest that Joe Biden sold his influence as a then sitting vice president to the highest foreign bidder, using his son essentially as a proxy to enrich the Biden family. Not to mention stealing classified documents that date as far back as 1974. It's apples to oranges. The comparison is a complete joke. Hopefully, people are waking up to this hypocrisy, this absolute garbage, this new talking point coming from AOC and Hakeem Jeffries. Hopefully, people can see right through this new Democrat dishonest nonsense. That, of course, is what I got for you guys in this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.